The lessons not learned. Patch day has arrived. It was an update that I didn't expect to be content heavy, but even so, the situation regarding what just released today has to be addressed. The game is light on content, and for all the hype about Criterion variant dungeons they released with ill-fitting, extremely limited rewards that will soon leave players without a reason to return to the content for who knows how long. Oh, shit. Not like we haven't run into situations before, just like last expansion with a lack of rewards for content. Like CLL made it irrelevant with a span of 2 weeks. A pink mouse, a generic throne, and yet another modern glam set. I truly wonder, what about the feedback of people who being fed up with these clothes and wanting more fantasy all-class gear is too hard to address? Okay, listen. I do also want more fantasy glams, yeah. But the noir glam is fucking sweet. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's modern. Okay, look, I'll make an exception for this. It's cool. It's amazing. My only complaint is I can't use the hat on my bun. That's the only complaint I have. As for the limited rewards, some of that is valid. I agree. We talked about that earlier. Some of that is valid. The title should be better. The mount should be better for doing a lot of the hard version of the content. You could use it as a gil sync, a gil grind rather, not sync. Grind out gil by collecting the rewards and selling them on the market board, yeah. Maybe that's gonna be a good way to stay engaged with the content in the long term, yeah. I truly wonder what about the feedback of people being fed up with these clothes. Yeah. If it even makes it through to the proper channels, but rather than face criticism, it seems they'd rather pander to the less mature subset of players that congregate on Twitter, for whom they can expect nothing but unconditional positivity. Can't having something fun to do be its own reward? No. For a blessing. Manderville weapons aren't the dreaded joke weapons from the weapon design contest. But all it takes to get one is 1500 it's not Poetics. It's some other tomestones. It's more recent tomestones. Did they forget how much of a mistake it was when they did Poetics for Shadowbringers Relics as well? I mean, it's the first step. The first step is always gonna be easy. I actually don't think it's a mistake to make the first step of the Relic piss easy. They should make it as easy as possible for the first step so that everybody gets it. The first step. If everyone has the base version, then they'll be more motivated to upgrade that base version that everybody got, right? They'll care about it because a lot of people already had to unlock Hildebrand, which took like a day, okay? I don't know how long. Okay, maybe not that long, but they had to unlock Hildebrand and get their base Relic. So building upon that later will be more incentivized if they've already started. They're already started in it. If they make the first step super hard, people will just skip it altogether. Forget accessibility. Anyone who wants an easy weapon to get can buy one off market board. Yeah, but a Relic isn't the same as a random weapon. It's a journey. You want to get everybody in on the wagon, on the bandwagon, so we can all go on the Relic journey together. Okay? It should be, first step should be accessible, just like how the first boss of the Savage tier should be accessible. So everybody, if you clear the first boss, for example, you probably will feel like, well, maybe I can do the next boss, and the next boss, and the next boss. It's the same logic here. It's not Poetics anyways. Yeah, it's definitely not Poetics. I think it's, for the beginning stages, it's fine. It's fine. And it will get harder later on. You can count on it. I think that the only complaint that you could make would be that they got rid of relic zones. Because relic zones were cool. They replaced relic zones with island sanctuary zones, and that feels bad. I think that's valid to be upset about that. Like, previously we had Eureka, which was 4 zones. And then we had Baja, which was 2 giant zones. And now we get something completely different. So it makes sense that the people who liked that type of relic grind would be upset. Like, that's fine, and that makes sense. Other than that, I loved the first, I love doing the Hilly quest. And it's fine for a first step. We have no idea where it's gonna go from here. Cannot imagine what appeal these weapons would have for us veteran players who likely already own a good number of relics. What? Let alone those of us unwilling to suffer through the torment of the Hildebrand quest. What? I don't want to spoil the Hildebrand quest, okay? But I will say, if you don't like Hildebrand quests, you're gonna fucking hate this quest. Like, it's the most Hildebrand the Hildebrand has ever been. And if you don't like it, like, it's gonna be rough for you, yeah. Okay, if you don't like Hildy, how can I put it? A finely distilled, extremely finely distilled into a pure chocolate of Hildy. With even more of that sort of writing apparently being present in the Omicron Beast Tribe storyline. Oh. Wait, is the Omicron a joke? We'll find out today. Seems like even the Pixies had a darker plot to their quest. People are really jumping the gun on only stage 1 of the relic weapons. Yes, they really are, but they did it last expansion too. Like, in the last expansion, I'm having flashbacks right now because we had this exact same conversation about the relics stage 1 in Shadowbringers. Like, I feel like I'm repeating myself of the exact same shit. Where in Shadowbringers, people were like, on the first stage, it was super easy to get. Like, you just do 1 scenario and then you get it. They give it to you for free, basically. It was the exact same. And everybody was like, the relic is so easy now. Now, why would anyone want to do it now? Because they make it for casuals and it's so easy. If you already have relics, doesn't it mean you like collecting relics? So you would therefore want to get these new relics too? It's not like you're collecting copies of the same relic. It means you like getting relics, so you're probably gonna get this one, yeah? Or is it like after you get a certain number of relics, you're good? You don't need more. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna do the Endwalker relic, guys, because I already got I got almost all the Heavensward relics. Yeah, and I got all the Shadowbringers relics that I wanted, and I got the Stormblood relics, so I don't care about Endwalker relics. The fuck? No one has ever said that. Literally nobody has ever said it. Aren't relics bis? I think at the very end of the expansion, where after all Savage is done, maybe it will be bis for your job. So, not when it's relevant. It's pretty much just for barsing, I guess. Yeah, this does tie into what we were talking about a little earlier, which is a conversation that comes up anytime they add any kind of new system to the game. People complaining that the rewards are too limited, and I agree that some of the rewards for Criterion and Variant could be better. But that's separate discussion, I feel, from the Relic weapon journey, which it is way too soon to tell if this is going to scratch the itch for relics that people have, which is always been the long-term casual grind, something you can work towards over the course of several patches in the expansion's life cycle. That's what we're gonna expect. That's probably what we're gonna get. What if we don't? Well, it's too soon to tell. It's way too soon to tell. But if you hate Hildy, then it's valid that you'd be upset about it. Like, genuinely, if you hate Hildy and the Hildy humor, I think you have a right to be upset because you're gonna have a bad time doing these quests. It's gonna be hard for you. And that's your personal preference. Like, I can't tell you that you're wrong to not like something that is a particular style of humor. Like, I know people that just don't like a style of humor, And I'm sad for you. I wish you did, but you don't. And I can't change that. You can't change that. That's just the way it is. And that's gonna be rough for you. So, like, I have nothing to say about that. That's a valid complaint. There's 2 complaints in this post. One is about Criterion variant dungeon rewards being underwhelming. The other complaint is about the Relic, which I disagree with the Relic complaint, but I kind of agree on the complaints about the reward structure for Criterion and variant dungeons. I just feel like there should be more rewards for the harder content. More interesting, better rewards for the harder content. Because there's the mount, the throne mount, and people just don't really... Some people like it, but it's not the coolest mount ever, the throne. And the title is not that cool either. The Infiltrator of Silde, or something like that. It's something of Silde. It's just not that good. So it makes sense that people are upset about that too. That's fair. Dreambum said, my thinking about Criterion is that they played it too safe because they're afraid of disrupting their gearing formula. I don't think they're ever going to disrupt the gearing formula. I think that's never going to happen. They love the gearing formula as it stands. I very much doubt that will change. I like high-end for the content. I don't care about rewards. The challenge is enough for me. I am not that kind of person. Like, I wish I was, but I need at least a little bit of a carrot. I need a carrot on my stick. It should come as a surprise to nobody. Like, for example, I'm not the type of person that would ever want to do minimum item level old raids. Minimum item level old trials. Because there's no reward for doing that. And so maybe that would be fun, but it's just, I need a little more motivation to do it. I need some kind of souvenir, some kind of proof that I did it so I can flex. That's it. So I've never done that content because I just can't make myself care about it. So, I mean, good for people that don't need a carrot on a stick. I do. I definitely do need something. Like, Necromancer title, that's enough for me to care about Palace of the Dead solo. That's just a title. That's all I need. You can flex with a title. I do Savage 10% for the challenge, 90% for Glam. Like, which ultimate did I clear? T. Why did I go for T? Because I thought the weapon looked the best. I went for the Epic of Alexander. Because I thought they had the coolest, most beautiful weapon I had ever seen, and nothing was going to stop me from clearing it. Because I wanted the damn weapon. That's it. Remember, Criterion Dungeons reward a currency. They could add new rewards on the vendor at any time. Very true. Very good point. And they probably will. They will probably be adding new rewards every time they add the new dungeon, which I think they did already announce they would be adding another Criterion dungeon in this expansion. So we can expect them to update the reward sheet whenever they add the next part. So people are going to have a shitload of time to clear it and get all of the current rewards so that by the time the next set of rewards come out, people can go get those too. I feel like every time they release something new, there are complaints about. They're the same. We have the same discussion. Like, okay, when Unreal came out, people were like, okay, so you can collect the faux leaves and you can get the Unreal mount and you can get the Unreal minions and then you're done with it. Well, I don't want to be done with it. I want to keep doing it. And then when Island Sanctuary came out, they're like, okay, well, you can collect the cowries, the seashells, and you can get your mounts and you get your minions. And you get your glams, but then once you get all that, you're done with it. Well, I don't want to be done with it. I want to keep doing it. And then when they had the PvP, people were like, okay, well, you can do PvP. And you can get your rank, you can get your fill out all your mom stones, get your glams, get your mounts, get your adventure plate frames, and there is going to be people that are like, well, after I'm done with my series mom stones, I want to keep on getting mom stones and get more stuff. Well, you can't. I mean, you could. You could just keep doing competitively, which a lot of people do. Use PvP as that repeatable content. But there were, of course, people asking for those long-term goals, long-term rewards. This is the wrong game for people that want unending content. I think you're right.